Hello, everybody. Mike Arnold here, co-founder, Pat Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacino. Ethereum, let's start with that one. Oh, you should probably, even if you don't trade Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, or Bitcoin Gold, you should check out the other series that's posted today. I did a lot of teaching just on these levels, how we're drawing them, the GAN levels, what to wait for. I'll repeat some of it here, but you should really check out that other video. It's worth your time. At least I think so. If you're really serious about learning how to trade things, especially during sell-offs. So just a quick recap, Ethereum double top, projected it down into the rotation zone. We had a potential double bottom here, but that required a close above this 1205 level, which we clearly didn't get, so that never triggered. That's why you wait for the confirmation. You don't just buy in, even though it was at a target level in the rotation zone, it never triggered that pattern. Then we went down, sold all the way through to bottom target 1148 and other key support, which I can now take off. So that's all complete. Finding some support at the 37.5 GAN level, coming back up to 25% GAN level. That's a clear indication of rotating towards GAN levels. Selling back down, actually not even pausing at the 50% GAN level. We did a projection also from the highs on the 28th to this low because you got a nice pause on the 29th. Then it plummeted all the way back down to 200 simple. We used a simple moving average for the 200 and the 1040 62.5 level, which if you've listened to a number of these videos, you know that's a very key level we watch for between the 0.5 and 625. If this can't sustain that level, it's not able to sustain this whole corrective move. Bounced up one, bounced up twice already. What we can do now is we can extend this down. You could go from the all-time highs, you go from the last major levels to help fine-tune, but it looks like we have a cluster right in here, about 1015 to 1013. So if we do break below the 1040, which again is very, very key, and these levels will only hold if this bar does not come down and touch these levels or break these levels again. So 1013 to 1015. Then we'd be watching for 995, that $1,000 mark, where again people step in. It's very key support. And if we break down there might be some minor at 985, but I want to do another projection to help fine tune that level once we go lower. If we do massive sell off, then watch for 950, which is a retracement GAN level. Now, on a rally back up, we have resistance. First is around 1111. Hooking over 50. Then if we get through there, I'm watching for about the 1130 level, somewhere between 1126 and 1136. That's going to be some major resistance. So if you did try to pick something up down here, don't get greedy at those levels. Either take some profits or at least move up your stop in case this sell-off continues, because now you have the first cross rotation zone. Let's check in on the daily chart. Daily chart back holding right now, dip below, but holding at the bottom of the rotation zone, which is flat, so it has less importance, but it is holding there right now. That's really it. I mean, if we get a bigger sell-off, that 950 level is going to be key because we also get the rising 50-day moving average. Again, this is another one, being very patient, not rushing in until we get a high probability reversal pattern and just waiting for this next sell-off to unfold. Although Ethereum is holding up much better than a lot of the other cryptos. It has not closed yet below its 62.5 retracement, so this up move is still intact. You made a swing low here, made a higher swing low, made a high swing high, made a higher swing low, made a higher swing high, and still we're holding above the 62.5 from this retracement, and we're holding above this swing low. So this is one of the stronger markets, but that does not just mean you blindly rush in and buy it. You wait for a buy setup to occur. Switching over to Monero, so very similar. We had the potential double bottom that did not trigger because we needed a close above 322.50, so that did not happen. There was some potential. Then we did our projections down. We easily sliced through them, getting back down to 62.5 GAN level. So then we looked for the return. We got the pause rotation zone. We did our projection from the highs on the 27th to the lows on the 29th. Gave us our next level down, minor level of 290, which we closed just below. Major level 284, which we just sliced through. Also not even halting at the 75% retracement level, which nearly lined up with a 50% retracement level. Monero is looking very, very weak. So we also did a reverse GAN box from the high on the 27th backwards in time to the lows on the 23rd. which gave us the next major level of 269, which we've spiked just below and now holding right there. So, if the weakness in Monero, this is not one looking to do anything with right now because of this weakness. Now, on a rally back up, we have resistance. You can see here, key close there, dip below, but rallied back up, rally. We closed below it, then we tried to rally through that, then dropped like a rock. So major area for first resistance and declining rotation zone is right around this 291 to 293. And then on a more significant rally, we'd be watching for a return to 62.5, which is the 300 mark again. But that's about it. Nothing. There's no bottoming pattern here yet. And this is, and again, I say it's very, very weak. See, we're closing below all these bottoms. So anybody who bought any of these dips is now underwater. Keep that in mind. And you can see the next major projections down. We have this cluster right at 257 to 258. And then the 250 level. And if that doesn't hold, we'd be watching a return to the spike lows mid-January at 236. Switching over to Ripple. Ripple also now back below the 62.5 retracement level. Very, very weak. So, again, not really interested in doing anything with this. We did a projection from the highs on the 28th to this pause low on the 29th. Coming back up, first cross rotation zone, selling back down. Watch for the 114 level. We now dip below that. We then did a reverse scan box from those same highs on the 28th back to the lows on the 22nd. And that came up with our next level of 108.68, which we just spiked down and closed above. And so far that's holding. Where do the next levels look? We've also done, we still have a GAN box projection from the highs on the 18th to the lows back on the 22nd. Really interesting here because that gives us a major cluster level right around this 105 area. So that's going to be major support on a sell-off. And then if that doesn't hold, we'd be watching down to the, we have next major levels below 1, but I'd be first targeting that 1 level. Then if that doesn't hold, around the 0.96 level. Got the rotation zone against us now. Key resistance coming in at about this 117 to 118 level. 118, 119 cross rotation zone. So watch for any rally into here. Watch for it to rotate back down. So if this low holds and it rotates back down, we could do the projection from there, which then gives us, again, this 103 to 104 very key area, and then essentially the $1 mark for next lows. Again, what do we use these for? We're only watching to see if we get a very strong reversal pattern at these that would indicate, hey, it's time to maybe stick your foot in and buy some of the Ripple or the Monero or the Ethereum because it's held now a key level. And again, as I stated, these aren't easily shortable unless you're trading like Bitcoin, which you can short the futures. But if you have a way to short them, you could play them from the short side and take advantage of some of these down moves. So we have for you on Ethereum, Monero, and Ripple. Again, would you maybe tune into the Bitcoin video to check out what we talked about in that one, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.